To our alligator feeding demonstration. My name is Noah. Before I begin to feed the about 250 American alligators that we have out here, let's quickly go over a couple of safety rules that we have here in place at the alligator farm. So if you have anything or anybody in your hands not directly attached to your body, so all those cell phones, cameras, souvenir cups, and of course especially the small children, make sure we're holding on to everything very tightly. Please don't dangle anything over our railings or fences, and make sure we have hands on everything. Don't let anything rest unattended on any of those wooden posts there. This is a feeding demonstration. As you can see, these alligators, they're pretty hungry right now. Yeah, I think so. So if something does fall in here, you're probably not getting it back. Now, of course, we do understand that accidents do happen. So if you do happen to drop anything into any of our other enclosures here throughout the park, please don't hesitate to come on over and tell one of us, and we will do our very best to retrieve whatever you dropped in, or just what's left of it. We just can't make any guarantees or promises. Now, this is just a feeding demonstration, so not all of the American alligators are going to come on over and get a bite to eat, and that's perfectly fine. So don't feel too sad or upset if you see some of the alligators sticking around on the sidelines not participating. It's possible they ate a whole bunch of food yesterday, or even like a couple of days ago, and they're just not too hungry right now. They don't necessarily need to eat every single day. Now, I do have a couple of different food items that I'm going to feed out. The first is what we give a majority of the time to many of our crocodilians here and all of our alligators, and those are called croc pellets. So croc pellets are a specialized dry diet formula that meets all the nutritional requirements of alligators under professional animal care here at the St. Augustine Alligator Farm. As you can see, these pellets, they float on the surface of the water, which makes it really easy for alligators to spot, but it also allows us to monitor maybe how much or how little each alligator here is eating. Now, these pellets, they are produced by an exotic feed manufacturer called Missouri Diets, and they're actually partnered up with Purina, the same company that makes food for your dogs and cats. So it's a little bit like dog food, but there's a little bit more efficient goodies in it for alligators. And as you can tell, they really like these pellets a lot. In fact, these pellets were even formulated by biologists, veterinarians, and members of our own staff here at the alligator farm. We all got together and found out what allows alligators to live long, happy, healthy, and fulfilling lives. But I know you all didn't come here to see me feed out a whole bunch of pellets. You probably want to see some of the good juicy stuff as well. So that's why my second food item is called a whole food item. And today there's going to be some nice, juicy rats. There we go. Yummy, right? So whole food items can be rats, rabbits, chicken, quail, guinea pig, turkeys. Pretty much getting a little excited there. These are actually our two American crocodiles right here, Hershey and Mary. Yeah, they get awfully excited. But whole food items, yeah, a whole bunch of different types. Couple different reasons why we feed them out. First of all, it's a little more enriching for an alligator to bite down onto a rat, but also all the nutritional benefits. Fur, bones, guts, all the yummy stuff you can't get at our snack bar, you get right here in this rat. So let's get a taker here, maybe right off the bat, to start us off. Let's see who's hungry. Oh, you're going to go right past it. Come on, buddy. Oh, there we go. All right. So I have a couple more rats, so we'll get some better jumpers in a second here, hopefully. But while I do that, I'm gonna get some pellets going, and I'll give you a little history of our park. We're actually over 120 years old. We were founded in 1893, and our original location is across the street where the state park is. In the 1920s, though, we had a whole bunch of natural disasters, hurricanes, floods, and even a fire. So we decided to set up shop at our current location, and in 1937, we were purchased by the Drysdale family. And the Drysdale family took us from having a whole bunch of American alligators that you see right here in front of you, to now having all 24 species of crocodilian out there on exhibit. That's something we are very proud of. We are perhaps the only institution in the entire world that can make the claim to have all 24 species on exhibit. We also successfully breed many of those species as well, including the endangered ones. So if you haven't had a chance yet, you can go to our Atlantic crocodiles and see our African slender snouts, as well as the Siamese crocodiles on exhibit with their babies. And both of those are endangered species. So we're really trying to do as much as we can in the world of conservation here as well. That was a good little pop from her, but oh, you missed. And it looks like your friends are going to take it. All right. So alligators, they're generalist carnivores, which means that they don't care what kind of meat they're getting. Meat is meat, protein is protein. They're highly opportunistic animals. They pretty much swing their heads at anything that might fly, swim, walk, or crawl across their paths. In the wild, alligators are going to start out eating a whole bunch of insects and snails. They'll actually continue to eat snails their entire lives. They really seem to like those a lot. But of course, they do want to graduate onto the larger prey items. So the small mammals, birds, lizards, turtles, fish, snakes, that type of thing. And then eventually, an adult American alligator, maybe an 11, 12, or 13 foot long male, can take down an adult deer. And you see, they don't want to chew or grind up their food. They just kind of swallow it whole. So what happens, that was a good jump at the end there. What happens when they grab hold of a deer? Well, they're going to have to kill it first, maybe drown it underwater or break its neck. And then they do what TV has dubbed the death roll. It's not actually how they kill their prey, it's how they dismember it. They grab onto the side of a carcass, maybe onto a limb, and they spin around really quickly. And that tears off a manageable sized piece of meat for them to then consume. Now they also do have about 70 to 80 conical shaped teeth in their mouths, and they go through about 2,000 to 3,000 teeth in a lifetime. Now usually we don't find hundreds of teeth like every morning in the sand and filtration systems, and that's because they usually lose their teeth when they're eating, so just like that, they just kind of swallow the teeth and either break off or fall out. Let's see here. Alligators, they can jump about 2/3 of their body length up out of the water. Usually we don't see 2/3 right here because they're stepping all over each other. But every once in a while they can really get some good airtime and surprise us. No, that wasn't a good one. Let's see here. Yeah, you're all looking. Ah, there you go. Right in front of your friend. I got one more rat I'll feed out in just a second. So alligators, they don't need to eat every single day. In fact, even the larger ones in here, even like a 12-foot male, will only eat about 80 to 90 pounds of food a year. That's the equivalent of us only eating one sandwich a week. You might think, what gives? They're such large animals, they need more food than that, right? No, they're reptiles, they have a very slow metabolism. They just don't need as much energy in the form of food that you might imagine. Alright, got my last rat right here. They do have one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom as well. We bite down about 100, there you go, 150 pounds per square inch. Alligators is just shy of 3,000 pounds of force. Alright, so I'm going to go feeding frenzy going quickly with him. Alright. So I'm going to go feeding frenzy going the rest of my pellets right here. They're getting pretty excited. If you all have any questions after the show, I'll be more than happy to answer them at the theater. At 4 o'clock, we have the Realm of the Alligator show in the lagoon. We'll actually get down in there and talk a little bit more about their natural history. Again, my name is Noah. Thank you all very much for coming out, guys. You all have a happy Memorial Day. Thank you.
Oh my God. They bite each other.
Right? It's crazy.
Now to do the alligator walk.